So, hello everyone. My name is Imtiaz. I am the CEO of Six Video, a pre-recorded video interviewing platform. So, today we are here again with our second episode of Six Video Present with Six Video Presents Humans in Resources. Today we are going to talk about a very different topic about innovation. So today we have Mr. Chathura Peiris, who is the head of product and services innovation at Dialog Axiata. Hi, Chathura. Thanks for
Hi.
coming in for this episode. So today's episode is titled as Innovation in the Workplace. So let's get straight into the questions. So question number one, I'll shoot it at you, Chathura. So when you're ready, you can answer us. So the question number one is, should people stick to one area of expertise when innovating?
Yeah. So as we all know, innovation is a broad spectrum of incremental or disruptive opportunities. The area of expertise and the span of focus should largely center on company's vision backed by an innovation strategy. Innovation strategy dictates how the company searches for novel problems and solutions, synthesizes ideas into business concepts and product designs, and selects which projects get prioritized and funded. This will help to build and, most importantly, sustain your innovations to be competitive in the field of business.
Great, great. So Shastra, now when you say the innovations are like, it's a big risk, and at the same time it's a big task, right? So my second question is, do you employ a big team or a small team with a diverse of expertise to innovate? Is it a big team that you want with all the big guys involved, or a very small team with the best skills and the best qualifications?
Yeah, let me answer it like this. So, as we discussed previously, also company's innovation strategy dictates your team composition, and it will be guided by multiple factors, like starting with scope of focus. That is whether your strategy is aligned with one big project or you focus in multi-threaded projects running in parallel. And secondly, resource capability and capacity. And last but not least, time to go to market. If you take Dialog as an example, we have multiple innovation projects running in parallel, and we have well-talented multidisciplinary core team of R&D resources. We carefully assign these resources for different innovation tracks based on project scope and required domain expertise. On top of that, we augment additional key resources, either outsource or ring-fence basis. And we cherry pick these resources from our partner ecosystems, including state and private sector universities, software development houses, and enterprise partners. This enables us to optimize innovation resource pool efficiently with a correct DNA of competency, motivation, attitude, while maintaining resourcing budgets within expected cap limits.
Great. So you talked about a lot of resources, Shadra. You talked about the workloads that are required, the capacity of universities that you're connecting to bring teams together. So that's where my next question comes up. Does innovation have a budget, or can you put a number on it? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, innovation should always associated with a sufficient budget. It will fuel to drive companies' innovation capacity and innovation ability. So let me explain it a little bit more. Innovation capacity is the organization's potential for innovation. This includes technology, software tools, equipment, and people. But capacity alone is insufficient to create new, significant, sustainable value for customers, no matter how huge the capacity is. That is where innovation ability comes in. It describes more difficult aspects of creating value, like new customer experiences or new business models. Innovation budgets contributes to proper blend of innovation capacity with ability by acquiring appropriate technology and resources necessary for the project. Secondly, must have very dynamic and agile process for set budgets to get approved and released. Should eliminate all time-consuming red tapes in the conventional budget approval process and make it very short and simple. In our innovation funding process, we follow a startup style VC kind of a methodology with seed and series funding cycles that gives us necessary flexibility and traction to drive our projects very smoothly.
Great. So what you do is you always think from the methodological side of a startup to continue with the. That's great. That's great. So I just have one final question, Chatur, for you. What do you have to say for companies who only preach innovation?
Yeah, for that, my answer is short and sweet. So you must walk the talk. When your company is positioned for innovation, you'll embrace the change. That gives you the competitive advantage of forward thinking. So that's my thoughts on this.
Great talks, everyone. I think walk the talk is very important rather than just talking about innovation, presenting theories about innovation. Walk the talk is really very important. So thank you, Chatur, for that insightful answers that you give. So guys, I'll meet you on our next episode. Until then, it's been me, Imtiaz from Six Video, and Chatura from Dialog. Chatura, thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you.
us
Thank
today for
you.
the second episode. So I see you guys on our next episode.